This is Coach Tom Coons along with Coach Chad Porter for our weekly podcast from aheadindaccountrecruiting.com. And Chad's been a little under the weather here, but I've got a topic that it's come up a couple times in the past, and I want to delve in on it a little bit right now in Chad, and tell me what you think here. In us going to tournaments and seeing kids, or going to a game and seeing a kid, coaches in the stands, and they're out on the field and they think that the game time is the time they have to perform. And I have seen over the last year coaches who will come and watch a kid warm up and not be impressed right then, who might have been a kid on the bubble. Now, I'm not talking about the kid that's a drop dead number one. We want this guy, because you can make concessions there. But if you're this kid or this player that's trying to get noticed, that coach is there, you might even be to see somebody else. When should they be on their game? I know my answer. What do you recommend?
They're never off of it.
Right.
You know, um, that's a really great topic and a great point. Sorry, I sound like a frog dealing with the wintertime sinus stuff. But anyway, um, watching what a kid does before a game's extremely important. That tells a lot about it tells a lot about the person, about the character, the work ethic, stuff like that. And it really uh, doesn't. I mean, it does matter what the culture of their team's like and the expectations of their coach. But we want to see guys that take care of their business and get themselves ready to play, that are self starters. Coaches want self starters, and what you do when you get to the field, how you wear your uniform, how you walk in, how you run to the outfield, how you warm up, how you go through catch play. Do you take infield outfield like a game? Do you, if there's no batting cage, do you take dry swings? Do you try to time the other pitcher up in the bullpen? Do you stand in for your pitcher in the bullpen before they go out, just to get some extra looks? So there's a lot of things where you just get out to the field and think it's fun time and act like a jackwagon. I mean, you know, uh, coaches want guys with character, not characters.
Right.
And you can see a lot of that, how guys interact.
And I saw that. It's like, and again, they don't have to be there to see you, but you could get noticed. I
Yeah.
actually was at a game standing with a coach that I know. He was watching this team warm up, and there was a kid before he went out. It was a baseball game. Before he went out onto the field, going through his duffel bag and yelled at his parents because his mother forgot to pack his batting gloves in his bag. And I'm
Yeah.
saying, okay, this kid is looking at colleges, wants to get noticed, and he's blaming his mom or his parents for not packing his bag. And I'm thinking to myself, and the coach asked me, I wonder how long she's been doing that for him. And I said, I don't know, but it's kind of funny. And it's the little things like that. What impression do you leave on this coach? Whether it be baseball, softball, doesn't even have to be those two sports. It can be any sport. You know, Another kid out there drops a fly ball in warmups, tosses his glove on the ground, sulks around the outfield. What is that doing for you? And I'm not saying that's something that, if that's you, that's you. But understand this: 95% of the college coaches may not think that's for them.
Yeah.
And it was actually funny that the coach that I was standing next to was actually going to, the kid had great size. I think he was a middle infielder, and he didn't stay. He didn't stay to watch the game. He stayed and watched another kid that he was interested in. And this kid could have had a look,
Yeah.
if nothing else. You
Yeah.
know, and
So people have to realize that. I almost think that at times, kids, parents, whoever, they think that someone's just going to give them an opportunity just to do it.
and you
Because
and you have no idea who's watching
right, and you
and
have no
when.
idea who's watching,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
you're just going to get an opportunity, and blah blah blah. And if you pay enough money, and we just want to, the other one is, what that's not fun. We just want to have fun. Well, I got news for everybody. At the college level, winning's fun,
Right.
and
Right.
when you lose, it's absolute misery. If
Correct.
right, so a college coach is going to look for self starters who love it, who are focused,
Right.
right, and not there to just kind of mess around. You see it all the time. I saw it for 20 years as a college coach,
Yep.
and you're like, that's the one I want right there. That's the
You
one I
know.
don't want.
You know. It's
You
just
know,
like when that kid walks on campus. This is it for me. That coach knows too.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's those are great points. So it's just like, who's watching? You know, just getting out there and getting locked in.
Right.
And that's why I think that as a amateur baseball in general at this level, we really got to take a look at it, right? We really got to take a look at, and I know this is kind of leading into another topic, but we really got to take a look at it, right?
Right.
And because I don't know, it's a different game today. It's a different game. Our priorities are different. And it's real easy for someone to sit here and say, well, I'm just old school. And well, that's easy to say. No,
Sure it
you
is.
just want ball players that want to do it the right, that you want to get players that want to do it the right way,
That is
play the
right.
game the right way. Because I'll tell you, the game knows.
Oh
The
yeah.
game knows. And in constructing rosters, you gotta have the last thing a coach can do or has time to do is coach effort. Uh, of course, you have to coach character, of course, but if you're spending all your time trying to get guys to do something, which I guess kind of is coaching and leadership, but if you're constantly focused on the tasks that self starters and players that really want to be there and really want to play college baseball should be doing, then you're gonna be missing out on all the other stuff you should be doing. So
Yep.
coaches have to vet and really um, make sure they're picking the right guys for
Right.
their program.
And the other thing, take going back to this kid, I stood there and this is talking to the athletes right now. Think about your parents for a second, the money they've spent on hitting coach. I don't know what it is here. I know what it used to be up in the Northeast. I mean, you can spend $60 an hour to work with a
Yeah,
hitting coach. Uh, think of the money that your travel team costs. Think of the money they're spending in hotels to go watch you and follow you around and watch you play. And then you're going to complain because your mom didn't pack your
yeah,
batting gloves. I mean, you are talking thousands and thousands of dollars to help you get to your dream that you could throw away in a 15-second
yeah.
rant.
Which in itself, to be honest with you, to spend that type of money is kind of tough to swallow.
Yes.
Where did we go from the summers of playing American Legion baseball, where you played Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday,
Right?
and every team wasn't like an all-star team that picked from like 5 or 6 different high schools or whatever. Where did we go from that to the travel ball model and you know uh, just for lack of a better term, showing up, playing, 6 games this weekend and doing
Oh
this and
yeah.
this. Where an American Legion thing where it doesn't cost money or very little money, you're playing consistently. Where
Yep.
did we get away from that?
Well, it's just like I'm going to date myself because I'm a little bit older than you are. Let's go back to the little league days. I played in a pair of jeans, sneakers, and they gave you a T-shirt and a hat
Yeah.
and had your number on the back. Nowadays, you go watch these little league games or these Babe Ruth games, and it's like their uniforms are nicer than the New York Mets. I mean,
Yeah.
kids are picking their teams sometimes because they have nicer uniforms and this and that, and we've lost touch here, and that's what I'm trying to project.
Yes.
These people, when you pack your duffel bag, you get ready, and guess what? When you close the door on the car and you're walking in the field, that's when it starts. That's when it starts because you could be walking in front of somebody, next to somebody, and you never know who you're going to make an impression on from that point. And when that game gets done, yes sir, no sir, you shake hands, you be personable, and the last thing you do each day is you thank your mom and dad or whoever for giving you that opportunity to do that because
Yeah.
you'll realize it someday that they just spent thousands and thousands of dollars on you for you to achieve your dream to do those things.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take second point I want to make the other end of the spectrum where we all live through our kids, no question. We want our kids to have it better than we had it. We all want them to be that big Division 1 kid. We want to see them on TV and Major League Baseball, the whole or softball, watching them play for Nebraska. Watch your daughter play for Florida State, whoever it may be. And we have to, as adults, understand to let that go. Even though you're living for your kid, don't live through your kid.
Yeah.
And the only reason I say that is because I see so many kids that their parents will come up and have them going to University of Georgia. They're going to go to, oh no, they're going to North Carolina. They're going to go here. Well, that's great. Did they really have the coach call, or did they get that generic letter in the mail and now they're going to get the camp invite? Push your child to be happy and do what they can do. Perfect example. My son, he had offers, but he ended up going. He had it was a big time Division 3 school that was very good in baseball. I mean, and he was very good at it. People kept saying to him, why didn't you play up? Why didn't you play up? Well, to make a long story short, he ended up playing professional baseball, and now he's a college baseball coach. Injuries took a toll, and he's now doing that. Your dream will happen if you want it to happen.
Yeah.
You know, and what the message that I'm trying to give, because I kind of went after the athletes for the batting glove, but parents, just support your kid. Um, I enjoyed more times. I still go to games wishing he was still playing at that level. Believe it or not, it was some of the funnest times. And now that he's coaching college, and 7.5 hours from me, it's a little tough, but I get to travel up and watch him, and I just enjoy watching him. And if his dream is to do something else, then I'm supportive of that. But I have seen a lot of times where a coach will come up to a parent and actually say, "Hey, what's your son looking at?" Because they've already evaluated him. They'll say, "Oh no, he's looking at South Carolina, Tennessee." Yeah, we all know if he is, he is. But the coach is going to know if he can play at that level, and if you're giving him a line too. You know, we
Which
can all
tells a
be
lot
looking.
about you as the
Correct.
parent.
Yes, we can all be
Yeah.
looking. We can look at the best schools in the country. Are they looking at us? Are
Yeah.
they actually pursuing us? And that's a huge thing. I think that I sit there. I used to sit when I watched him play in college. I used to sit down the first baseline, away from all that stuff. You know, They talk about, oh, this guy made a mistake. Oh, this guy, blah, blah, blah. My son was a 6'4" first baseman, player of the year 2 years in a row, hit the ball, All American, the whole thing. And he was good. He was good. I wouldn't say that to anybody, but he was. I knew he was good. But I would just sit down there and enjoy the game. He'd get done. I'd pat him on the back. If he did something wrong, I'd tell him that too. The good with the bad. And I think that's what we got to be as parents. Is how do you decipher that? It's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard. And that's leads me to one other thing. That's what we are trying to do with our business here. We're trying to find student athletes the ideal fit for them. Like I said, we've had people fill out that questionnaire. You call, you give them a true evaluation. It may be something that they didn't want to hear, but we have a network that we can show this to that helps us evaluate it as well.
Right.
And, a lot of times they'll be discouraged. And then 2 days later, they'll call back and say, hey, we'd like to work with you because you're honest with us. And you know what? We'll tell them what to do. We'll tell them how to get better. We'll find them the perfect fit. We'll look at schools they want us to look at, those types of things. So that's what we're here to help for. We're here to help the student athlete, and we're here to help the parents, because it's not easy taking those two things when you're traveling with your kid, and then you're trying to watch your kid, and you're trying to support your kid, and then you're trying to help your kid be recruited. It's hard. And that's where we came in. That's why we came in with a much lower price,
Yes.
because we've been through it. We know. You're going to be going through it. You have a daughter who's a great athlete.
Yeah.
So you're going to go through it, and my hair turned gray. Your hair's going to you can't fall out
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. I
It's done.
can't.
It's done.
Yeah.
So but it's hard. It's hard. And that's what we do. So
Absolutely.
we're here if you need us. But go ahead, Chad. I've been rambling here.
No, those are all great points. Parents, keep it realistic. Enjoy watching your kids play. I think that's one of the. I've never. It's weird, but I've never had the desire really to coach my kids. Always just to watch them for whatever reason. And I like sitting away from people and watching them. Be realistic. Be realistic, right? Kids, you got to strap it on every day, and you are, some of the best advice I ever got. The game owes you nothing. The game owes you nothing,
That's right.
and um, you're just another guy.
That's right.
When we would recruit kids on our form, and I still have these. Um, we used to. There was a little thing on there. Is he an OKG or a Jag? Is he our kind of guy, or is he just another guy?
That's right.
Circle. We want OKGs,
That's right.
right?
That's
And
right.
Jags are just guys that are playing to play, and blah blah blah, and fun time, and do this and that kind of stuff, as you could tell, kind of drives me nuts as a coach.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Yeah.
competing's fun. The fun's in the run. Blah blah blah. Be an OKG. Be our kind of guy. Tell a coach I'm an OKG. They'll be impressed if you tell them you're an OKG, our kind of guy. So, you know, just keep that in perspective.
Exactly. And that's what we're here for. Like I told you before, you fill out that questionnaire. We'll talk to you. We'll do a call with your son, daughter, parents on the phone. Give you an evaluation. We'll answer questions for you. If you want to work with us, work with us. We're here to help kids try to achieve their goal. Nothing more, nothing less. You know, you can ask us questions. Call us up and ask us questions. We're not a nickel and dime thing here. We'll answer your question. Some places you call up, they won't answer anything until you subscribe.
Right.
No, that's not how we play, because we've been through the trenches. We've been through the process. We live the process all the way from Little League Baseball through where we are now. So we know what it's about. And if we don't know what it's about, we have enough people around us in our organization here that do know what it's about. And we'll put you in touch with the right people, whether it's baseball, softball, whatever it is you have a question about.
Absolutely. Well said.
Well, we will be back next Thursday, which is what, the 15th.
15th.
So you should have your Valentine's out of the way, all the heart candy and everything else. And we'll be back on the 15th, 7 o'clock Central Time,
Yes.
8 o'clock East Time. We were going to try to do another one Sunday, but the Super Bowl,
Takes precedent.
well, if it's so close to call this year. You've got who do you take? I don't know. You got the all-star quarterback versus the quarterback that nobody believed in, but they're the best team now.
And two
So,
great coaches, by the way.
and two great coaches. So it
Kyle
should be a great game.
Shanahan. Yeah.
And if you want to see that as an athlete, and you may not like football, watch it and just watch the strategy,
Yeah.
watch the thought process. That's how you learn about coaches. And then think about that when you're watching a college baseball game or a college softball game on TV. These coaches, it's they're just not standing there and hoping you win. It's a lot of work, as you well know. And but have fun with that, whoever you choose for Sunday Super Bowl. But we'll see you next Thursday again, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. Go on our website, aheadaccountrecruiting.com. Go to that questionnaire at the top. Fill in a questionnaire. There is absolutely no commitment, none. And we are not going to bother you. We'll answer you. We'll give you an evaluation and tell you what we think. But hope you have a great week. We'll see you.